Oh my goodness, I cannot see. There's too much illumination from the brilliance of Special Prosecutor Hank Brennan. Day 28 of Karen Read Retrial. Did you guys see it? Unbelievable what he was able to do. I never understood why the special in front of the prosecutor, but now I do. Hank Brennan is the new star of this spectacle that the defense created. They wanted to create a spectacle, they wanted to play to an audience in the world. They never thought that Hank Brennan was gonna come on board and he was going to strategically play them at their own game. The only good thing about this outcome is that no matter what happened at the end of the trial, no matter who the jurors believe and who the jurors don't believe, is there reasonable doubt? Are they to believe the more clear storyline of the prosecution? No matter what happens, it's going to be in the hands of the jurors no matter what. But we will never look back to say John O'Keefe, his family, and his loved ones did not have someone on their side who fought with everything for the truth of this case. It was, I cannot tell you. I hope you have seen it. I was able to watch almost all of it between things that I had to do. But my God, what he was able to do with the witness from AAAARCCA called by the defense, how he twisted everything around. And I don't mean twisted in a nefarious, malicious way. Those words are so liked by Alan Jackson. He uses them all the time. He catches the witnesses from the state and he pounces on those as if to show to the jurors there is something nefarious, there is something malicious going on. There is nothing. Look at this case. Look at the Commonwealth's case. The Commonwealth, common sense, rational. All of the pieces fit. They fit in a realistic, rational way. The defense, Alan Jackson, came from Hollywood. He thought, because of the first trial, that his farcical, fictional defense is going to work this time around. It did the first time around because he did not have Hank Brennan. He had Mr. Lally. I forget his first name, so I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. Oh my goodness. In today's day 28, Hank Brennan brought it home. I am so curious to watch all of the shows this evening to see how all of the Karen Read supporters are going to be able to twist this around. To have Dr. Wolf from ARCA, which was their star witness, and then to have Hank Brennan go to cross examine the same witness and use his data, use his material to pinpoint to all of the missing pieces from the Commonwealth case. I mean, this guy was more of a witness for the Commonwealth than he was for the defense team and for Karen Read. And I know that Karen Read is fighting for her life, but there's also John O'Keefe who doesn't have a life. So I understand those people who say that all of her behavior in the courtroom, all of her behavior when doing interviews and documentaries is allowed because she's fighting for her life. It's okay that she doesn't have a moment of crying when pictures of John O'Keefe's body are being shown. It's okay that she doesn't respect the family of John O'Keefe. It's okay. It's okay. She's fighting for her life. Well, she's fighting for her life due to something that she allegedly has done. This was brilliant. I cannot tell you how brilliant he was. And by the way, can I ask those Karen Read supporters, you know how you were commenting and complaining about the fact that Dr. Welcher, the Commonwealth witness, the engineer who showed moment by moment, detail by detail, exactly how Officer John O'Keefe was hit by Karen Read's SUV. Do you know how you were saying, how dare he does all of these tests and dresses himself up with the same clothing of Mr. John O'Keefe? How dare he? That was a brilliant move on his part. And then what they do, they complain about it, but now it's their witness, the guy that they brought today from AAAAARCCA. What do you think he did? They dressed the dummy that they used with the same clothing, with similar clothing of John O'Keefe. So they're complaining on one side that they shouldn't have done that when it comes to the Commonwealth, but when it comes to their defense, they get up and they do this. They do the same thing. Only they didn't do it as accurately as Dr. Welcher did it for the Commonwealth. Not only, I think Hank Brennan is actually surprised by how his cross-examination went. I think that he's such a smart, in the moment, spontaneous professional that he was able to, after watching Ellen Jackson on direct with this witness from AARCCA, he was able to, in the moment, think exactly of how to use the same videos, the same tests, and put them in the spotlight, in the spotlight, in the spotlight. Ugh, I can't even speak. And put them in the spotlight to prove his case, the case against Karen Read. One of the most shocking and surprising moments came when, in one of the videos that was produced by Dr. Wolfe from AARCCA, Hank Brennan played again, and you could see the dummy being hit by the SUV, another SUV that they use for the testing. And when the body of the dummy, the crash dummy, I forget his name, Randy, I believe he called the dummy, when he was hit by the SUV that they use for the testing, the body not only turned around in a pirouette, which again, the defense was laughing at it in the first trial when the Commonwealth said that that's what could have happened. They were laughing at that. But now we showed exactly that. The dummy, after being struck, turned around, pirouetting. He didn't use the word, smart enough not to use the same word from the first trial. And not only that, but then the most surprising moment was the dummy's shoe came out of one of its foot. And that's what happened when John O'Keefe was found on the lawn after Karen Read allegedly hit him with her SUV. He was found there, but his shoe was found between the lawn and the pavement. The dummy, the dummy from the from the car crash, from the defense's side, prove the point of the Commonwealth. I mean, how are Karen Read supporters going to spin this? How are they? What are they going to say now? How are they going to? How are they going to find a reason to say that Hank Brennan has no idea what he's doing? Because I've said it all along. It doesn't matter what side we're on. We can all have different opinions, but we can still be civil to one another. But one thing that we can all recognize, no matter the sides we're on, is that the special prosecutor, Hank Brennan, is brilliant. And I've been saying this from the first day of the trial, even before the trial. He's so methodical. He's so right on. He's a storyteller. He's just superb. He is in the moment, listening to everything that's being presented from the other side. And somehow he manages to just get up and take over the entire courtroom. He owns the whole courtroom when he gets up. I don't know I can't observe what the jurors must be thinking. Like I said in my other episodes, jurors to me are more like audience members, like spectators. But I would be so curious to know the difference on their faces, if there is any difference on their faces when Hank Brennan gets up, or between Hank Brennan and Ellen Jackson and Yanetti and Alesi from Karen Read's defense. As an audience member watching from home, as a spectator, I can't help but just believe Hank Brennan, believe his case. And then when I watch the defense, I I don't believe it. It's not credible what they are saying. It's not credible what their witnesses are saying. It's just not rational. It's not, there's no common sense. And I think this is about common sense. I don't know anything about law, but I know even in acting, where you would think that, being that we tell fictional stories most of the time, I'm not referring to real stories that are being also done into movies, but mostly we are doing fictional storytelling. The actors still have to come from a place of common sense. They have to make it rational for them. The story has to become rational to them in order for them to be able to then put themselves into those fictional scenarios. The living of the actors has to be real, because if they're not based in reality, there's no truth. Truth is not there without the common sense, without the real understanding of the story. So the story can be fictional, but the events the actors are playing, their senses are being applied to those events that they must portray. So they are living those moments in the fictional story. And I think this is why I'm so fascinated by watching. That's why I watch so many trials, and I'm so fascinated by true crime. My husband thinks that I am a little bit, but because it tells you so much, it teaches us so much about human behavior. It teaches us about psychology transformed into behavior, which is what acting is about. That's what we try to do as actors, as an acting teacher. That's what I try to do with the actors I work with my students. We try to come to understand the common sense behind the words of the text. The text is not sufficient to just go through and act it out. Great actors live truthfully. Mediocre actors pretend. So great actors don't even act. Mediocre actors act. Great actors believe themselves. So in order for them to do that, I keep repeating, they must come to a rational understanding, a common sense understanding. How do they do that? And I think the jurors must do the same thing. You do it because you are trained as a human being in your life. your life, your experiences, your obstacles, your joys, your moments of your life, good or bad, teach you how to then go and become the observer, the jurors, to watch such a trial as Karen Read. And then use your observations, use what you know of life, your understanding of humanity, to be able to then decide such a huge, to come up with such a big decision that you have to make, where someone's life is at stake. I don't think they have a book. I don't think they have a manual for jurors with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of how to go about it. I mean, I know there's a lot of directions that are going to be given by the judge, but it still depends on your common sense and your understanding of what it is to be a human being. You see a dummy that was used for a test by the defense's witness, their star, supposedly, who was going to prove to everybody that Karen Read did not back up and hit John O'Keefe. When what we saw today was, it shows exactly the opposite. What is the defense thinking? Why would they hire somebody like that to come with such testing to hand over to Hank Brennan the case? When he got up to cross-examine the same witness, he used their testing that was done for the defense that was supposed to help Karen Read. And he proved his case with their testing. The dummy gets the car, the SUV, the Lexus SUV, backs up, hits the dummy. The dummy turns around, the legs cross, twist, and one shoe comes off, almost comes off. And that's exactly how John O'Keefe was found. Who is not prepared? How can you not be prepared? Alan Jackson, Mr. Hollywood, your Hollywood fictional defense story for your starlet, Karen Read, doesn't seem to be working the same that he did in the first trial. Why would you come with the same strategy that you had in the first trial when you know that there's going to be another prosecutor who's going to take over the case? Why? If I'm going to play a character on stage and I'm playing it with an actor tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to play it with another actor, I have to come with a different strategy because the actor that I played with the other day is not going to be the same as the next one. So we have to pay attention to what's happening to each actor, to each human in front of us. Use our skills of observations. Observational skills. I don't speak English. Okay, so yeah, I don't speak English. I speak Romanian. I don't even speak Romanian that amazingly, but I cannot hold back because this is so much like a spectacle, because they wanted it to be a spectacle. The defense wanted this to be a spectacle. They're playing it not for the jurors, they're playing it for the people out there in the social media, they're playing it for their Free Karen Read supporters who have decided to put a blanket over their face so they can only see in the dark and stay with their story, no matter what the facts, no matter what the prosecutor is bringing. And they go on these different YouTube channels and they talk about it. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, how can you say that with a straight face? How can you say that Karen Read has nothing to do with backing up her SUV when their own testing shows that it is so possible? And this is on top of all the other documents and all the other data and everything else that was presented by the Commonwealth. But no, that's not what happened to him. Karen Read dropped him off in front of the house at 34 Fairview Road, left him. She decided not to go in the party. She wants to go back home, but she doesn't go to her home, even though she admits they had a fight in the car. No, she's going to go to his house. I'm going to let you go. In one of her interviews, one of her documentaries, she says that she saw him go in the house, then she didn't. Then she knew that she could have clipped him. She might have thought that she clipped him. Oh, on top of it, you let your client give interviews and do documentary films when she's on trial, and you're saying that your telling of the story is not played for the media? Really? And now Hank Brennan, he's brilliant, of course. He's using every clip from all the interviews and all the documentaries that she and her defense lawyers have done, and he's playing them. She's narrating her own story. It's incredible. But no, she dropped him off. She went back to his house. He went into the house of these other officers, colleagues of his, and they decided to take him out. Let's just take him out, beat him up, and before he dies, let's just carry his body out of the house and put him in front of our lawn so we can frame Karen Read, because we know, somehow we know, that she might come back in the morning to look for John O'Keefe, and then we can frame her with his death. Does that sound rational? Is that common sense? No, it's not. Oh my goodness. I have people. I don't even know if I'm being filmed. Am I being, you guys can see me? Hello, TC Brown. Hello, Libby Wilson. Oh, it's so nice to have you here. I'm trying to do this more of a, I'm doing a more of a, trying to test it a little bit, trying to see how well I can speak. But then when I'm concentrating so much, I want to remember all of the things that I wanted to talk about. And now I don't even remember what I wanted to say. But thank you so much to both of you for being here. Please let me know if you're watching the retrial. Please let me know if you watched the first one. But this is really incredible. I mean, this is really incredible. What was another sensational thing? Oh, and then the clothing, because that's where I started speaking about the defense was having a we're talking again, giving interviews. The Karen Read is always, she likes to talk to the media when she comes out of court. She likes to give her interviews, and when she's being asked if she's going to testify, she says TBD, TBD. Who says TBD? A 20-year-old, not even, I don't even know who says to be announced. Is that what he means? I don't even know what he means. TBD, TBD. And she was talking about how she thought her case was going, how the defense was doing, and how they were going with the case this time around. And she said it's very robust. It's very robust. Well, I wonder what she's thinking right now, because I don't see her as animated as she was in the beginning of the trial. I don't see her as confident. So I don't know how she's gonna have to figure out in her head some justification for to say that Hank Brennan today did not do as well as I'm telling everybody that he did. He was brilliant. He was brilliant. Thank you so much, Libby. I'm doing good. I'm doing so. I'm so hot because I don't have a microphone to use. I have it, but I don't know how to install it. So because I don't have the microphone and the air conditioning is off, so I don't make the noise. So I'm dealing with like all these outside things on top of the fact that I wanted to talk about so many things and now I don't remember. And I also wanted to share some of the moments that I loved from today's day 28, which I thought just changed the whole case. for the Commonwealth for Hank Brennan, and I don't know how to share the screen yet. I was able to do it, and now today I wasn't able to do it, so I don't know. But thank you for supporting me. That's really so kind of you. Kindness. We can get angry, we can get very loud, and we can be animated when we talk our opinions about a case such as this because we're watching humans. We can recognize ourselves in so many of the moments. I hope I never can recognize myself in what any of them are going through, because it must be horrific, especially for the parents of Officer John O'Keefe and his loved ones, and even for Karen Read. I'm sure this is not something that she wanted to do, because I don't think she intentionally wanted to back up her car and take out John O'Keefe. I don't think she did it intentionally. I think she was very, very upset with him. I think she was very manipulative due to all of the things that have been presented in the case. She got angry. She didn't want to go into the house, to the party that she was supposed to go to at this officer's house, because she knew that one of the officers at a higher rank than her boyfriend was there. And she had contacted him through texting, and they even had a kiss. So now that she knew he was there, I don't think that she felt comfortable going in the house with John O'Keefe, who I'm sure did not know about the relationship, the cheating, that she was cheating on him emotionally by texting this other guy and kissing him one time. So she says she doesn't want to go. And there were so many other things. I mean, you can talk about it forever and ever. The reason why I wanted to learn how to share this is because it would be so much more easy for me to just go through all of the moments that they're talking about, because now I don't remember what else I was going to say about it. But yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted to come on and see if I can do a live stream, and it seems like I'm doing one. Thank you, Libby Wilson, and thank you, TC Brown. I appreciate your support. Please let me know what you think, if you are watching this or not, and let me know what you think. Thank you so much. Bye.